Hi, everybody. So today is winter solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere. Those of my friends in Australia, you all are having summer solstice. So this energy that I'm about to talk about will apply to either, no matter what end of the spectrum you are at right now. And what I really want to say is that I'm going to celebrate solstice in different seasonal phases and rituals, but I love a good ritual. That is true. And also, this particular one, for whatever reason, is for years now. And but I don't use it that much. I don't know it that well. Let me just show it to you, though. This is called the Sacred Geometry Oracle Deck. It is something that, like I said, I don't know a ton about, but I was feeling very, very drawn to this, to work with this particular deck, to kind of just set a tone for all of us at this particular winter solstice. So the first question that I asked was actually around what is the energy or the messaging, what is most important for us to be holding in our awareness at this particular time for this particular solstice. And interestingly, I flipped out two cards. I was only intending to do one, but these are our two cards. So the first one is called Invoking the Infinite. And what's really interesting is that this card actually is the symbolization of healing and renewal. And so you'll notice there that there's many infinity signs because all things are perfect and we are always capable of healing all things. Whether that's physical illness or whether just soul healing of some kind, mental, emotional healing that you might be going through. This particular card is really letting you know that most important for you to heal yourself right now, more than anything else, that's what those outstretched hands were really about, is our own ability to heal ourselves. And the importance, it's a reminder that the healing ourselves must take place before we can attempt to heal others. And also that through the process of healing, we are able to go into this space of renewal, of rebirthing, re-energizing, reinventing, right? So it's interesting to me because that is so particularly, that card symbolizes so much the work that I really focus on about, what do you need to heal, to reinvent, to reinvigorate, to charge, recharge, re-innovate, reinvent. And so this card really is embodying that. And again, just a reminder that this is the energies that we are being directed or called to work with for this solstice today. So maybe that's going to look like, journaling, making a list of things that you want for being healed in yourself, emotionally or mentally. It can also be patterns, beliefs, cycles, relationships that you want to be able to let go because you know that it's time and that there's a toxicity or a wounding there that it's time for you to let go of. And then I would also, on the flip side of that, it's funny because I literally am like seeing, and it feels very much to me like we're going to flip over the piece of paper. And then on the back side of that, we're going to write down the things that we want to renew in ourselves, renew in our lives, reinvent, reinvigorate, rebirth in ourselves as a result of making this space for the healing. And I talk about this a lot, about how you have to make space in your soul, in your mind, in your emotions, in your energy body. You have to clear these things out, or else nothing new can come in. So that's really the energy that they bring forward through this deck for us to work with today, in the next couple days. The second card, this energy of what is called Ka. And so I'm just going to give this to you. The lily pads in particular are about enlightenment, right? What comes out of the darkness, the mud. So again, I didn't mean to draw two cards, but we got two cards. I can definitely see how they go hand in hand, reminding you that you have the ability to draw out the lightness, the enlightenment, the gifts from whatever it is that may seem like darkness, that may seem like it's time to let go of, that is less desirable for us, right? And also, this card is in particular supposed to be used to work with, to meditate, focusing on that spiraling pinwheel there, the rainbow colored pinwheel, and just allowing yourself to focus on it, see the movement in it, and allow it to take you to a meditative space to be able to call on messages that you can get for yourself, guidance to get for yourself. Maybe it's going to be some particular words that come forward that are sparking you and allowing you to be the energies to work with as we move forward into the new year. So that was the two cards that I got for us around energy, messaging, focus for this particular winter solstice. And then I also had the desire to go ahead and pull what I thought was going to be one card, and also ended up being two cards for the energy, message, focus we should be putting on for what is to come between now and spring. The next major phase, right? And so these were the two cards that I got for that. Wise Friend and Hexagon. Wise Friend was the one that came out first. And just to show you that this Wise Friend card is about connecting to ancestors. It's about calling forward divine encoded information. Maybe this is Akashic type stuff if people are into Akashic records. And also it's truly for trees. If somebody is great at tree communication, or they're interested in tree communication, this is about being able to connect to nature, to Mother Earth. This is about looking that grounded in ancient wisdom that we all have access to. It's a beautiful card. So just the reminder that this kind of knowledge, this friendship that we can have, this relationship, I talked about this a lot in the podcast episode I just did for a solo one that I just released, about that we all have a divine connection. We all can turn to that information, that wisdom, that guidance that is available to us at all times. And so this particular card that I just showed you is calling for us to work in this next phase from now until spring around really deepening that relationship and leaning into it, not being afraid to ask and call forward. That guidance and messages will be given to you if you really just ask, if you acknowledge its presence and ask. And one of the things that I'm just hearing to remind is that in particular, this tree energy says that know that the wisdom and the messages from nature, from Mother Earth, from the trees in particular, often can come in riddles or are done in a more metaphor type way. So be aware that there may feel like there's some uncovering, there's that it's not straightforward direct information, that this is something that you might have to sort of like challenge yourself a little and not take it so literally, but really sit with understanding what might this represent as information for me. And then the second card, I don't have any idea how long this is going, but it's longer than I meant for it. Anyway, the second card that came out with the Wise Friend Tree card is this hexagon card. You'll notice the hexagon is like the honeycomb, which bees and honeycomb are always special to me because they are perfectly fit together with all things, and it's a indestructible structure on its own from a geometry standpoint. Also, what was really interesting when I looked at the description of this in the book that comes with this deck, it said snowflakes. So for those in the Northeast that are getting snow right now, I thought that was pretty apropos. And also, so this hexagon card is asking you to notice it represents beauty and perfection. And so it is the reminder that all things are beautiful and perfect, and that we can be looking for them to be inspiring to us, to be rejuvenating to us. I'm just checking in about the way they want me to describe this. It's about knowing and being able to recognize this beauty and perfection that is very literally, they're saying that this is not as much about recognizing beauty and perfection in things in our lives or in other people or in situations and sort of that building positivity and divine support kind of way that we think, but that this card is actually very much speaking to the literal meaning of beauty and perfection. So it's asking us over the course of the next few months, this energy to be trying to seek out as many opportunities as we can to really be rejuvenated, filled up, restored, looking for beauty to inspire us. So how do we find that? Is it about making sure we're bringing home some flowers for ourselves? Is it studying, a beautiful snowy landscape? Is it about creating our own art? Is it about making sure that we get to art museums and enjoy whatever it is for you? It's calling you to look to beauty and find the perfection in all things. Like I said, they make me feel very much like this is very literal, though, that this is about looking for things that are very tangible, very physical, and are very, real. not sort of the abstract or characteristics of things. So I hope that helps. I hope you found this interesting. I'd love to hear what part of this you're super in love with. And if you have any questions about what this might mean for you, about maybe some other ways that you can work with this winter solstice energy or these sacred geometry cards, which are super awesome. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope if we don't get a chance to connect before the holidays, for those of you that are celebrating Hanukkah, Christmas, and of course Kwanzaa, then please know that I wish you all the very merry whatever for you this season. Have a great weekend, everybody.